The bright lights of Orbital Station Harmony shone against the black of space. The station was huge, a metal ring that spun slowly to create gravity for the thousands who lived and worked there. Today, it was busier than usual. Ambassador Tae-ho checked his formal suit one last time in the mirror. At 45 years old, with short black hair now showing touches of gray, he looked every bit the part of Earth's top diplomat. But inside, he felt uneasy. The Galactic Council meeting begins. "In 30 minutes, sir," said his assistant through the door. "Thank you. I'll be right there," Tae-ho replied. He took a deep breath. The council had called this special meeting to look into human expansion. Some alien species were worried that humans were growing too fast, taking too many new planets. As the only Korean diplomat with experience dealing with both humans and aliens, Tae-ho had to make sure this meeting went well. The hallways of the station were filled with beings from across the galaxy. Tall, thin aliens with blue skin walked next to short, furry creatures with forearms. Tae-ho nodded politely to each group as he passed. "Ambassador, a word please," called a deep voice. Tae-ho turned to see Krell, the representative of the mock traders. The mock were short and wide with thick gray skin that looked like stone. They rarely joined big political meetings, preferring to focus on trade. Seeing one here was unusual. "Of course, Representative Krell." "What can I do for you?" Tae-ho asked. "We have heard rumors about this meeting. Some species want to limit human growth. The mock do not agree with this," Krell said, his voice like gravel. "Humans have been fair trading partners. We will support your position." Tae-ho bowed slightly. "Thank you. The support of the mock means a lot." As Krell walked away, Tae-ho felt a small bit of hope. Having the mock on their side was good. The traders had connections across the galaxy. Inside the main hall, 12 different alien groups had taken their seats. The room was huge, with a round table in the center. Above the table, holograms showed star maps and data about human colonies. Captain Ji-woo approached Tae-ho looking serious. She was tall and strong, the leader of the human security team. Her black uniform was perfect, her posture straight. "Ambassador, we need to talk," she said quietly. "We've received word of a possible attack on the summit." Tae-ho's eyes widened. "Here? Now? Who would do such a thing?" "We don't know yet," Ji-woo said. "I've increased security, but I've kept it hidden. We don't want to scare the delegates." "Good thinking," Tae-ho nodded. "Keep me updated." As they talked, a young alien entered the room with the human delegation. Lun was a Vex, a species known for their light blue skin and large, dark eyes. Though he looked about 16 in human years, he was actually much younger. The Vex aged differently. Lun was special. Orphaned when his ship crashed on a human colony, he had been adopted by a human family. Now he helped with diplomatic missions, offering a unique view that combined Vex and human thinking. The room quieted as the head of the council, a tall Radiant, with glowing skin, stood to speak. "We gather today to discuss the expansion of humanity into new star systems," the Radiant said. "Some members of the council feel this expansion is happening too quickly." A thin alien with feathers covering its body stood up. "The humans have claimed 12 new worlds in the past 5 years. This is too many, too fast." Tae-ho stood to respond. "With respect, those worlds were uninhabited. We have followed all council rules about settling new planets. But your technology is advancing quickly," said another alien, this one with 6 eyes. "Some fear you will soon challenge the older species." Lun stepped forward, surprising many. "If I may speak?" he asked. The Radiant nodded. "I am Vex by birth, but I was raised by humans," Lun said. His voice was soft but clear. "They saved me when my ship crashed. They could have left me to die, but instead they made me part of their family. This is the true nature of humans. They look outward not to conquer, but to connect." The room was silent for a moment. Then the mock representative spoke. "The young, Vex speaks truth. In all our trading with humans, they have been fair. They are curious, yes, sometimes too much." This brought some quiet laughter. "But they are not dangerous unless threatened." The meeting continued for hours. Tejo spoke about human history, about how they had learned from their past mistakes. Lun told stories about living among humans. Slowly, the mood in the room shifted. By the end, the council agreed to allow human expansion to continue, but with more oversight. Tejo considered it a victory. As the delegates left the hall, Captain Jiwoo approached again. "The security threat is still active," she said. "We've narrowed it down to 3 possible issues, but we can't tell which is real yet. I've assigned extra guards to all key areas." "Good work," Tejo said. "And Lun, is he safe?" "Yes, he's under protection. His speech today was very helpful." Tejo nodded. "He has a way of bridging the gap between species. We're lucky to have him." Later that night, Tejo returned to his quarters. He was tired but pleased with how the day had gone. As he sat at his desk to record his report, he noticed something strange. The light on his computer was on. He checked the system logs. Someone had accessed his private messages with Earth Command while he was at the meeting. The files about human military positions had been viewed. His heart raced. There was a spy on the station, someone who had access to his quarters. This was worse than a simple attack. This was about gathering intelligence. Tejo reached for his secure communicator to contact Captain Jiwoo. Just as he did, a message appeared on his screen. "The humans hide more than they reveal. The Vex technology is just the beginning. We know what you found at the outpost." Tejo stared at the message. The abandoned Vex outpost had been discovered just 3 months ago. Professor Hyun-ki was leading the research team studying the ancient technology they found there. How did anyone know about that? The information was top secret. There was more happening here than a simple diplomatic summit. Someone was watching Earth very closely, and they knew things they shouldn't know. As he looked out his window at the stars, Tejo realized that the real challenge was just beginning. Whatever was found at that Vex outpost, someone wanted it badly, and they had spies in places Tejo had thought were secure. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but for now he needed to warn Jiwoo and contact Earth Command. The safety of not just the summit, but possibly all of humanity, might depend on what they did next. Senior scientist Tae-jin looked out the window of the big spaceship. Stars went by like small dots of light. He was going to meet humans for the first time. His heart beat fast in his chest. The Galactic Council had picked Tae-jin for this job. He would be the first Korean to study humans up close. Many aliens in the Council were afraid of humans. Humans came from a planet called Earth. Earth was known to be a death world, a place where life was hard and dangerous. "The ship will reach Earth in 3 days," said the computer voice. Tae-jin nodded. He had studied all the files on humans. They looked simple: 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 head. But the Council said humans acted in strange ways. Tae-jin did not believe humans could be that weird. He had studied 30 other alien kinds in his life. What could be so special about humans? He would soon find out. The Earth station was a big, metal ring in space. Tae-jin's ship, the Star Walker, moved slowly to connect with it. With a soft thump, the ships joined. "Welcome to Earth Station 1, said a voice on the speaker. "Please wait while we check your air." Tae-jin waited by the door. His 4 eyes blinked. His blue skin felt dry in the ship's air. He wore his best science uniform, a gray suit with the Council's star mark on it. The door opened with a hiss. A human stood there. "Hello, I'm Captain Daesung. Welcome to our station." The human held out its hand. Tae-jin knew this was a greeting. He put out his hand too. The human took it and moved it up and down. This was called a handshake. "Thank you. I am Senior Scientist Tae-jin." "Great, let me show you around," said Daesung. Tae-jin followed the human. Daesung was tall with black hair. All humans had hair, which was strange to Tae-jin. His own head was smooth. The station was big and busy. Many humans walked around. They wore blue uniforms. Some humans looked at Tae-jin with wide eyes, but most just nodded and went on with their work. "This is the main room," said Daesung. "We watch space from here." The room had many screens. Stars and planets showed on them. Humans sat at desks, pushing buttons and talking. Now I'll show you something cool, said Daesung with a smile. They went to a big room. In it, humans were jumping high in the air and flipping around. What is this? Asked Tae-jin. Low gravity gym, said Daesung. We keep the gravity low here so we can play and exercise. It's fun. Tae-jin watched as humans flew through the air. Some did flips, others pushed off walls to zoom across the room. They were laughing and yelling. Why do they do this? Asked Tae-jin. For fun. And to stay strong. In space, our bodies get weak without gravity. Tae-jin wrote in his notes. Humans play in low gravity. They find joy in what other species find scary. Next, they went to a room with food. Humans sat at tables eating from plates. The smells were strong. Tae-jin's nose holes closed a bit to block some of the smell. Want to try some food? Asked Daesung. I cannot eat human food, it would make me sick. Oh, right, sorry about that. A loud noise made Tae-jin jump. A group of humans at one table were hitting their hands together. This was called clapping. Another human had just put a small round object in a hole across the room. What are they doing? Asked Tae-jin. Playing paper basketball. It's a game. You try to throw paper balls into that trash can from far away. If you make it, everyone cheers. This is entertainment. Yep. We find ways to make boring things fun. Tae-jin wrote more notes. Humans turn simple tasks into games. They compete at throwing trash away. Later, they went to the science labs. This was what Tae-jin came to see. Humans in white coats looked into machines and wrote things down. This is Dr. Jimin, said Daesung. She'll work with you on your research. Dr. Jimin smiled. She was shorter than Daesung, with long black hair tied back. Nice to meet you, she said. I've read your work on Tsar biology, very impressive. Thank you, said Tae-jin. Maybe humans were not so strange after all. Then a loud sound came from across the lab. A human was dancing and singing while looking at a screen. What is wrong with that human? Asked Tae-jin, worried. Jimin laughed. That's just Sang-min, his experiment worked, he's happy. But he is making so much noise. That's how some of us show joy. Don't worry, he'll stop soon. Tae-jin could not understand. On his world, a scientist would never act that way. Success was met with a simple nod, not wild movements and loud sounds. Later that day, Tae-jin sat in his room on the station. He looked at his notes about humans. Humans play in low gravity for fun. They turn simple tasks into games. They show feelings in big, loud ways. They seem to enjoy things that should be scary or hard. There was a knock on his door. It was Jimin. We're having a welcome party for you in the big room. Would you like to come? A party? For me? Yes, we want you to feel welcome. There will be music and drinks that are safe for you. Tae-jin did not know what to say. The council had told him to learn about humans, so he should go. I will come. Thank you. The party room was full of humans. They all smiled when Tae-jin came in. Music played from speakers. Some humans moved their bodies to the music. This was called dancing. A human gave Tae-jin a drink in a cup. It was blue and safe for his kind to drink. It tasted sweet. Speech, the humans began to say. Daesung pushed Tae-jin gently to the front of the room. They want you to say a few words, he whispered. Tae-jin stood before all the humans. He had not planned for this. Thank you for having me on your station. I hope to learn much about humans. Your ways are interesting to me. The humans clapped and cheered. Then they went back to talking and dancing. A small human child ran up to Tae-jin. Children were not common on space stations. Are you really an alien? The child asked. Yes. I am from the planet Core. Cool. Can you do any tricks? Can you read minds? Can you fly? Tae-jin blinked his 4 eyes. No, I am a scientist, not a magic person. The child looked sad. Oh, well, you still look cool with your blue skin and 4 eyes. The child ran off to play with other children. Tae-jin was confused. Humans let their young talk to aliens without fear. By the end of the night, Tae-jin had filled many pages with notes. Humans were indeed strange. They felt emotions strongly, they played all the time. They let their young run free. They made noise when happy. But they were also kind. They made him feel welcome. They were curious, like him. As Taijin went to his room to sleep, he wrote one final note. Humans are the strangest species I have met, but I think I like them. They see joy in the universe where others see only danger. Perhaps there is something to learn from their weird ways after all. 1 week had passed since Taijin came to the human space station. Each day he learned more about humans. Each day they surprised him with new weird things. Today was a special day. The humans called it a cultural exchange dinner. Taijin put on his best clothes and went to the big room where humans ate meals together. The room was full of humans in nice clothes. Tables had white cloths on them. Small lights hung from the ceiling, making the room glow warmly. Taijin, over here. Dr. Jimin waved from a table. Taijin walked over. 5 humans sat at the table. He knew Jimin and Captain Daesung. The others were new to him. These are my friends, said Jimin. This is Subin, our food expert. This is Hyunwoo, our engine master. And this is Junseo, our doctor. Taijin nodded to each human. They all smiled at him. We are having Korean food tonight, said Subin, to make you feel welcome. But I cannot eat your food, said Taijin. We know, said Jimin. We made special food for you. She pointed to a blue plate with green food on it. It looked like the food from Taijin's homeworld. Thank you, said Taijin. He was touched by their kindness. The humans began to eat. They used 2 small sticks to pick up food. Taijin watched with interest. His own people used hands with 6 fingers to eat. Subin took out a small red bottle from her pocket. Anyone want some gochujang? I made it extra spicy. Yes, please, said Hyunwoo. Subin put some red sauce on his food. Taijin watched as Hyunwoo took a bite. Then a strange thing happened. Hyunwoo's face turned red. Sweat appeared on his head. His eyes watered. Are you sick? Asked Taijin, worried. Should I call for help? The humans all laughed. He's fine, said Jimin. The sauce is spicy. It burns the mouth, but humans like it. You like pain? Taijin was confused. It's not exactly pain, said Daesung. It's more like excitement for the mouth. Taijin wrote in his notes, humans eat things that hurt them. They call this spicy and enjoy it. Subin smiled at Taijin. In Korea, spicy food is very popular. We have a sauce called gochujang. It's made from hot peppers. But why make food that hurts? Asked Taijin. It doesn't just hurt, said Junseo the doctor. When we eat spicy food, our bodies release endorphins. These are chemicals that make us feel good. So you feel pain to feel good later? Taijin was still confused. Something like that, said Hyunwoo, still red-faced but smiling. Want to try some? No, said Taijin quickly. My species cannot eat human food. Right, sorry, said Hyunwoo. The dinner went on. Humans talked and laughed. They ate more spicy food. Some got red faces, but they all seemed happy. After dinner, Jimin took Taijin to another room. This room had tables with green tops. Humans hit small balls with long sticks across the tables. This is a pool hall, said Jimin. It's a game. We play. More games? Asked Taijin. Humans seem to play games all the time. Yes. Would you like to try? Taijin watched the game first. The goal was to hit the white ball with the stick. The white ball then hit other balls. If a ball went into a hole in the table, the player got points. I will try, said Taijin. Jimin showed him how to hold the stick. Taijin's 6 fingers made it hard, but he managed. He hit the white ball. It missed all the other balls and went into a hole. That's not good, said Jimin. You don't want the white ball to go in. This game is hard, said Taijin. Yes, but fun. Let's keep playing. They played for an hour. Taijin got better. He even got 2 balls in holes. Jimin was much better, but she did not make him feel bad about losing. As they played, more humans came into the room. Some watched sports on big screens. Some drank yellow liquid from glasses. What is that drink? Asked Taijin. Beer, said Jimin. It's made from grain. It has alcohol in it. Alcohol? That is a poison. Yes, in large amounts. But in small amounts, it makes humans feel relaxed and happy. Taijin could not believe his ears. You drink poison to feel good? It's not enough to hurt us, said Jimin. Well, unless you drink too much. Just then, a human at another table fell off his chair. He laughed loudly. Like that guy, said Jimin. He drank too much. Taijin wrote in his notes, humans drink poison for fun. They know it can hurt them, but do it anyway. Later, Taijin and Jimin sat at a small table. Jimin had a glass of beer. Taijin had water that was safe for him to drink. Tell me about your world, said Jimin. Taijin told her about his home planet. It was mostly water with small islands. His people lived in cities under the water. That sounds beautiful, said Jimin. I would love to see it. It is beautiful, said Taijin, but very safe. Not like Earth. What do you mean? Your world has so many dangers, strong weather, big animals, hot and cold places. How do humans survive? Jimin smiled. We adapt. We're good at that. Plus, we like a little danger. Yes, I have seen that. You eat hot food. You drink poison. You play in low gravity. Is your world very safe? Yes. We removed all big dangers long ago. No one gets hurt on my world. That sounds boring, said Jimin. Taijin had never thought his world was boring. But now, after seeing how humans lived, he wondered. The next day, Taijin went to the science lab. A group of humans stood around a table. They were doing something with their hands. What are they doing? Taijin asked Jimin. Playing rock, paper, scissors. It's a game to decide who goes first. Another game? Yes. Watch. The humans made shapes with their hands. Some made flat hands. Some made fists. Some made 2 fingers out. Then they shouted and laughed. One human jumped up and down. He won, said Jimin. What did he win? The right to use the microscope first. Taijin was amazed. Humans turned everything into games. Even simple choices like who used a tool first. Later that day, Taijin went to his room. He had many new notes about humans. Humans eat food that hurts their mouths. They drink poison for fun. They play games for everything, even small choices. They seek out danger instead of avoiding it. As he wrote, there was a knock on his door. It was Captain Dae-sung. We're having a movie night, said Dae-sung. Would you like to join us? What is a movie? It's a story told with moving pictures. Today's movie is about space explorers who find a new planet. Taijin thought for a moment. He should learn more about humans. Yes, I will come. The movie room was dark. A big screen showed moving pictures. Humans sat in soft chairs. They ate small yellow things from bags. What are they eating? Asked Taijin. Popcorn, said Dae-sung. It's corn that pops when heated. Taijin sat next to Dae-sung. The movie began. It showed humans in a spaceship. They traveled to a new planet. The planet had strange monsters that tried to eat the humans. During scary parts, the humans in the room jumped. Some covered their eyes. But they all kept watching. Why do you watch this? Whispered Taijin. It is scary. That's why it's fun, said Dae-sung. We like to feel scared sometimes when we know we're really safe. Taijin could not understand. On his world, no one would watch something scary. For fun. After the movie, humans talked about their favorite parts. Many liked the scariest parts best. Back in his room, Taijin added one more note. Humans seek out fake danger for entertainment. They watch scary things happen to other humans. They call this fun, even though it makes their hearts beat fast and their bodies show fear signs. Taijin lay in his bed, thinking about humans. They were so different from his people. They ran toward danger while his people ran away. They sought out new feelings, even bad ones. They turned everything into games. Humans are truly the weirdest species in the galaxy, he thought. But maybe they are also the most interesting. With that thought, Taijin fell asleep, dreaming of spicy food and scary movies and all the strange things humans enjoyed that he would never understand. Taijin, I need your help. Captain Kyung-soo said, entering the lab and startling the xenobiologist from his observations. Of course, Captain. How may I assist? It's about Petty Officer Min-ki. He appears to be experiencing a malfunction, but Chief Medical Officer Yoon Seo is unsure how to proceed. Alarmed, Tae-jin followed the captain to the ship's medical bay, where Human Relations Specialist Ju-won was standing over a cot containing the still form of Min-ki. Is he dead? Tae-jin asked in alarm. No, Ju-won replied. He's binge-watching. Min-ki lay perfectly still, eyes fixed on a screen displaying rapid sequences of images. Only his occasional blinks and the steady rise and fall of his chest indicated he was alive. He's been like this for 19 hours, Captain Kyung-soo explained. He hasn't eaten, barely drinks, and responds to questions with minimal grunts. I see, said Tae-jin, beginning to understand. This is the entertainment trance humans enter. They call it getting sucked into a show. But is it dangerous? Asked the captain. Should we intervene? According to my research, it's a common human behavior. They voluntarily deprive themselves of sleep to consume entertainment, even when they know they'll suffer physically for it later. As if on cue, Min-ki suddenly sat bolt upright. No way, he shouted at the screen. They can't end the season like that. All three non-humans stepped back in alarm. The season finale, Ju-won whispered. He's reached the end of available episodes. Min-ki turned to them, eyes bloodshot. What time is it? Did I miss my shift? Then, without waiting for an answer, never mind, I've got 3 hours before duty. I'm going to start the next series. But sleep? Ventured Tae-jin. Min-ki waved a hand dismissively. I'll sleep next week. Observation, Rid 27. Humans will voluntarily deprive themselves of essential biological functions like sleep for entertainment. They are aware this behavior is harmful yet persist, claiming they can't help it when a narrative is too good. Most puzzling, they report enjoying both the entertainment and complaining about their self-inflicted suffering afterward. Tae-jin sat in the big meeting room. Important people from Earth and the Galactic Council were there. It was called a diplomatic reception. Humans wore their best clothes. Food was on long tables. Soft music played. Tae-jin watched the humans with interest. After 3 weeks on the station, he still found them strange. Today he noticed something new about them. Captain Dae-sung stood nearby, talking to another human. Tae-jin heard him say, "How long is this reception going to last?" The other human checked a small device on his wrist. About 2 more hours. 2 more hours? Dae-sung sighed. So long. This confused Tae-jin. Dae-sung had told him earlier that he was looking forward to this event. Now he wanted it to end? A few minutes later, Tae-jin heard Dr. Jimin talking to her friend Subin. "We should meet for lunch tomorrow," said Jimin. "Yes. I never have time to see you these days," said Subin. "I know. Time goes by so fast." Then, just a moment later, Subin looked at her wrist device and said, "This meeting is going so slowly. Will it ever end?" Tae-jin was very confused. Humans talked about time in strange ways. They said time went fast, then slow. They wanted more time with friends but wanted events to end quickly. He decided to ask Jimin about this. "Why do humans talk about time in different ways?" he asked her. "You say you have no time, but then you say time moves too slowly." Jimin laughed. "I guess that is strange. We want time to go fast when we're bored. We want it to go slow when we're having fun. But time always moves at the same speed," said Tae-jin. "Not to us. To us, time feels different depending on what we're doing." Tae-jin wrote in his notes, "Humans experience time differently based on their feelings. They wish for time to speed up or slow down, even though this is impossible." As the reception went on, Tae-jin noticed more strange things about how humans use time. A human named Min-ho kept looking at his wrist device. Every few minutes he would check the time, but he also kept saying to people, "We should take our time and enjoy this event." Another human named Yunseo was moving very fast. She talked to one group of people, then quickly moved to another group. She seemed to be trying to talk to everyone in the room. What is she doing? Tae-jin asked Dae-sung. Networking, said Dae-sung. She's trying to meet as many important people as possible, but she only talks to each person for a very short time. That's networking, quantity over quality. Isn't it better to have fewer, deeper talks? Probably, but humans often try to do too many things in too little time. Tae-jin was even more confused. On his world, people did one thing at a time. They did not try to do many things quickly. Later, Tae-jin saw something even stranger. A human named Jae-hyun was sitting alone, looking at a small screen. Tae-jin went to talk to him. What are you doing? Asked Tae-jin. Checking my schedule for tomorrow, said Jae-hyun. I have so many meetings. Are you not at a meeting now? Yes, but I need to plan for tomorrow's meetings. So, you are not fully in this meeting because you are thinking about future meetings? Jae-hyun looked surprised. I guess that's true. I'm always planning ahead. Tae-jin wrote in his notes. Humans are often not mentally present in the moment. Their minds are in the future or the past. The reception went on for another hour. Tae-jin watched as humans did more strange things with time. Some humans talked about being fashionably late to the reception. This meant coming to an event after it started on purpose. On Tae-jin's world, being late was very rude. Other humans talked about killing time before another event later. Tae-jin did not understand how one could kill time. Time was not alive. When the reception was finally ending, Tae-jin heard many humans say that went by so fast. But earlier, these same humans had checked the time often and asked when the event would end. After the reception, Tae-jin went back to his room with Dr. Jimin. He had many questions. Why do humans want to kill time? He asked. Jimin smiled.
It just means doing something to make time pass when you're waiting for something else.
And why are some humans fashionably late? Some humans think it looks cool to arrive after an event starts. It shows they're not too eager. But isn't that rude to the host? A little, but being exactly on time can seem too eager or strict. Tae-jin shook his head. On my world, everyone is exactly on time, not early, not late. That sounds efficient, said Jimin. It is. We do not waste time. But do you enjoy time? Tae-jin had never thought about enjoying time. Time was just time. I have one more question, said Tae-jin. At the end, humans said the event went by so fast, but earlier, they wanted it to end sooner. Why? Jimin thought for a moment. It's strange, isn't it? I think we're always rushing through life. We want to get to the next thing, but then we look back and wonder where the time went. The next day, Tae-jin went to the science lab. The humans were doing an experiment. They needed to wait 1 hour for results. This is going to take forever, said Hyunwoo, looking at the timer. Let's play a game while we wait, said Subin. The humans played a card game. They laughed and talked. When the timer beeped 1 hour later, they all looked surprised. That was quick, said Hyunwoo. See, said Jimin to Tae-jin. When we're having fun, time goes fast. Tae-jin decided to try an experiment of his own. He would observe how humans talked about time for 1 full day. He heard, time flies when you're having fun. This is taking forever. I'm running out of time. Let's make time for coffee. Time is money. I need some me time. We're wasting time. Time to kill. Just in time. Behind the times. Ahead of our time. By the end of the day, Tae-jin had filled many pages with notes about human time expressions. Humans talked about time as if it was something they could control, save, spend, waste, or kill. But they could not actually do any of these things to time. That evening, the humans had a party. It was someone's birthday, the day they celebrated being born. Tae-jin watched as humans gave gifts and sang a song. How old are you now? Someone asked the birthday human. I'm 35, he said, but I feel 25. Later, another human said, I can't believe you're 35. I remember when you were 25. Where did the time go? Tae-jin turned to Jimin. Humans talk about time as if it goes somewhere. It does in a way, said Jimin. It passes. We can't get it back. On my world, we do not think about time this way. We just live. Maybe that's better, said Jimin. Humans are always aware of time passing. It makes us sad sometimes. Taejin thought about this. Humans lived much shorter lives than his people. Maybe that was why they thought about time so much. Before going to sleep that night, Taejin wrote one final note. Humans have a strange relationship with time. They try to control it, but they cannot. They want it to go fast, then wish it had gone slower. They are not fully in the present moment. They are always thinking of the past or the future. This makes them different from my people who live only in the now. Perhaps humans' short lives make them more aware of time passing. Or perhaps it is just another way they are weird. As he put down his notes, Taejin realized something. He had been on the human station for 3 weeks. At first it felt like it would be a very long stay. Now it felt like time had gone by quickly. Maybe, he thought, I am becoming a little bit human in how I feel about time. The thought made him smile as he drifted off to sleep. Part 5. The water ritual. Taejin stood by the large window in the science lab. He looked out at the blue planet below. Earth was mostly water. This made sense to him. His own world was mostly water too. But humans had a very strange relationship with water. This confused Taejin. Good morning. Dr. Jimin walked into the lab with a smile. Want to see something new today? Yes, please, said Taejin. He enjoyed learning new things about humans. The station just finished a new room. It's called a swimming pool. What is a swimming pool? Asked Taejin. It's a big container filled with water. Humans go inside the water for fun. Taejin was shocked. Humans go inside water? On purpose? Yes. We swim in it. Don't your people swim? No. We stay away from water. It is dangerous. Jimin looked surprised. But your world is mostly water like Earth. Yes, but we do not go in it. We live on land and in air bubbles under the water, but we never touch water directly. That's interesting. Well, would you like to see our swimming pool? Taejin was nervous but curious. Yes, but I will not go in the water. Of course not. You can just watch. They walked to a new part of the station. Taejin heard splashing sounds. They went through a door and into a warm, wet room. A strong smell filled the air. What is that smell? Asked Taejin. Chlorine. We put it in the water to kill germs. In front of them was a big hole in the floor filled with blue water. Humans were in the water. Some moved their arms and legs to go from one end to the other. Some just floated. Some sat on the edge with only their legs in the water. This is, for fun? Asked Taejin. Yes, swimming is great exercise, and it feels good on hot days. But water is dangerous. You can drown. Only if you don't know how to swim. Most of us learn as children. Taejin watched in horror as a human jumped into the water from a high platform. The human went all the way under the water, then came back up. That human just went completely underwater, said Taejin. Yes, that's diving. It's fun to jump in, but water can go in your lungs. You can die. Only if you breathe it in. We hold our breath underwater. Taejin couldn't believe what he was seeing. Humans put themselves in water on purpose. They jumped into it from high places. They went under. It all for fun. Captain Dae-sung walked up to them. He wore only short pants. His chest was bare. Hi, Taejin. Coming for a swim? No, no thank you. I'm just watching. Too bad, the water's great. Dae-sung walked to the edge of the pool and jumped in. Water splashed everywhere. Some drops hit Taejin. He jumped back in fear. Don't worry, said Jimin. A little water won't hurt you. Taejin wasn't sure about that. They sat on chairs near the pool. Taejin watched the humans in the water. They played games. They splashed each other. Some went from one end to the other very fast. Others just floated quietly. A small group of humans started a game. They threw a ball to each other. They had to catch it without letting it touch the water. What are they doing? Asked Tae-jin. Playing water volleyball. It's a game. Humans play games in water too? We play games everywhere. Tae-jin wrote in his notes. Humans deliberately put themselves in water for fun. They play games in water. They go underwater on purpose. This is very dangerous, but they do not seem afraid. As they watched, a human child ran near the pool. A human adult called out, "No running by the pool." The child slowed to a walk. "Why no running?" asked Tae-jin. "It's dangerous. The floor is wet. You could slip and fall into the pool." Tae-jin was confused. "You are worried about safety here? But you are all in water." Jimin laughed. "Yes, we have safety rules for swimming. No running by the pool, no diving in shallow water, no swimming alone. But the biggest safety rule would be stay out of the water, and you break that one." "I guess you're right. We take some risks but try to be safe about it." Tae-jin thought this was very strange. Humans went into dangerous water but then had small rules to be safe. After watching for a while, Tae-jin and Jimin left the pool. They walked to the science lab. "There's something else strange about human water use," said Tae-jin. "I noticed that humans stand under falling water every day." "You mean taking showers?" "Yes, we clean ourselves with water. But you also go into water for fun? Is a shower fun too?" "For some people, yes. Long hot showers can feel very good." Tae-jin shook his head. "On my world, we clean ourselves with sonic waves. We never touch water." "That sounds efficient," said Jimin. In the lab, Tae-jin saw Hyunwoo drinking from a clear cup. The cup had water in it. "Humans put water in their bodies, too?" asked Tae-jin, shocked. Jimin and Hyunwoo both laughed. "We need water to live," said Hyunwoo. "All humans need to drink water every day." "You put the dangerous substance that can drown you inside your body?" Tae-jin couldn't believe it. "Our bodies are mostly water," said Jimin. "About 60% water." Tae-jin felt dizzy. Humans were made of water, they went in water, they put water in their bodies. This was too much. "I need to sit down," he said. Jimin helped him to a chair. "Are you okay?" "Yes. It's just very strange to me. Water is dangerous on my world." "Why is it dangerous for your people?" "Our skin dissolves in water. It's like acid to us. One drop can burn. A lot of water can kill." Jimin and Hyunwoo looked surprised. "I had no idea," said Jimin. "I'm sorry we scared you with the pool." "It's okay. I know water doesn't hurt humans. It's just hard to see you playing in something so dangerous to my people." Later that day, Tae-jin went with Jimin to eat lunch. As they sat at a table, Tae-jin noticed something. "That human is making water come out of his eyes," he said, pointing to a human at another table. "Oh, he's crying," said Jimin. "Humans release water from their eyes when they feel sad." "Water comes out when you are sad?" "Yes. Tears are mostly water. So humans are not just made of water and surrounded by water. They also release water when emotional?" "That's right. And we sweat water when hot. And we..." Jimin stopped talking and looked embarrassed. "What else?" "Never mind. There are other water-related body functions. I'll explain another time." Tae-jin wrote in his notes, "Humans have many strange water behaviors. They swim in it. They clean with it. They drink it. They release it from their bodies in various ways. They are partly made of water." Later that evening, Tae-jin sat with Captain Dae-sung in the viewing room. They looked at Earth below them. The blue planet turned slowly. "Your people really don't go in water?" asked Dae-sung. "Never. It would kill us." "That's hard to imagine. Some of my best memories are swimming in the ocean." "Oceans are the biggest water bodies, right?" "Yes. Huge. You can swim for days and not see land. And humans go in oceans for fun, even though they are so big and dangerous?" "Absolutely. We swim, sailboats, surf waves, dive under to see fish." "What is surf waves?" Dae-sung smiled. "It's when you stand on a board and ride on top of a wave as it moves to shore. It's amazing." Tae-jin tried to imagine standing on moving water. He couldn't. There's another water thing humans do, said Dae-sung. In cold places, water turns hard. We call it ice. Humans stand on metal blades and move across the ice. It's called skating. Humans stand on frozen water? Yes. And slide down frozen water on mountains. That's called skiing. Tae-jin wrote more. Notes. Humans interact with water in all its forms, liquid, solid, and gas. They go on it, in it, and down it. They have no fear of water. That night, Tae-jin lay in bed thinking about everything he had learned about humans. They were truly the strangest beings he had ever studied. They ate food that hurt them. They drank poison for fun. They had a strange relationship with time. And they played in deadly water. But there was something special about humans, too. They faced dangers with a smile. They found joy in strange places. They were curious and brave. Tae-jin's people were very different. They avoided all danger. They lived safe, careful lives. Nothing ever surprised them or scared them. For the first time, Tae-jin wondered if his people were missing something. Not that he wanted to jump in water, but maybe a little risk, a little discomfort, brought a kind of joy his people never knew. The next day, Tae-jin did something he never thought he would do. He touched water, just one finger, just for a second. It burned a little, but not as badly as he feared. When Jimin asked why he did it, he said, "I wanted to understand humans better." "And do you?" she asked. "A little. I think humans are special, because you do things that scare you. You face your fears. My people only avoid fears." Jimin smiled. That might be the nicest thing anyone has ever said about humans. Tae-jin wrote his final note about humans. Humans are weird. They do dangerous things for fun. They eat painful food. They drink poison. They have strange time feelings. And they play in deadly water. But maybe their weirdness is what makes them special. They explore. They try new things. They face fears. In a dangerous universe, this might be their greatest strength. I am glad I met humans, even if I will never understand them completely.